I had been at Oak Ridge Marketing for 15 years. I joined the company fresh out of college, worked my way up, and knew every corner of the business. From marketing trends to client quirks, I could practically predict what the next year's goals would be. I had been loyal, giving the company my best, so naturally, I felt a mix of disbelief and dread when I was assigned a new manager, Liam, barely old enough to remember life before smartphones, and fresh out of a high-profile MBA program. Liam was everything you might expect from a young go-getter, ambitious, ultra-confident, and eager to make his mark. He was constantly suggesting ideas that sounded impressive, but sometimes overlooked the company's unique needs and history. And while I admired his drive, it was clear from the start that he didn't value the experience and knowledge of the bold guard, people like me. The first month was a whirlwind of new strategies and restructuring. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, knowing he wanted to prove himself, and did my best to offer insights and feedback. Sometimes he'd listen with a polite nod, but more often, I'd see his attention drifting to his phone or his watch. I pushed down the frustration and kept on working hard. Then came that day. It was a Friday afternoon, and the department had been buzzing with rumors about potential layoffs. While I wasn't overly concerned, I had seniority and solid performance reviews. I still felt uneasy. Liam called me into his office. "Take a seat, Sarah," he said, gesturing to the chair across from his desk. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. Without much preamble, he leaned back in his chair and looked me dead in the eye. "Sarah, I think you're at a crossroads. The company's moving fast, and I need people who can keep up. I'm giving you a choice. Either fully embrace the new direction I'm taking or step aside and let someone more adaptable have your role." My mouth dropped. Step aside? I couldn't believe the casual way he said it, as if I were just a cog in a machine he could easily replace. I was stunned. For years, I had given my heart and soul to this company, and now I was being reduced to an ultimatum. The idea of keeping up was ironic, too. He hadn't even taken the time to understand my role and the nuances it entailed. But Liam was still looking at me expectantly, probably expecting a quick acceptance of his terms. I took a slow, steadying breath. "Liam," I began, "I appreciate that you want to make your mark, but there are reasons why Oak Ridge has been successful for so long. Adaptability isn't just about throwing out the old for the sake of the new. It's about building on what works while integrating fresh ideas. That's what I've done for years here. I'm willing to work with you, but I'm not going to be dismissed or undermined." He looked taken aback, and for a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of uncertainty. But then he just shrugged, unfazed. "I get it, Sarah. Just think about it over the weekend. Let me know by Monday what you decide." He didn't give me a chance to respond before turning back to his computer, dismissing me with a click of his keyboard. I walked out of his office, my mind racing. Was I willing to bow to this adaptability ultimatum, or would I walk away from the career I'd spent my life building? I went home that night with a sense of loss, unsure what Monday would bring. After a long, introspective weekend, I went back to work with a new plan. I wasn't about to let my years of dedication be dismissed or wasted. If Liam wanted to overlook my contributions, I'd find a place where my expertise was valued. As I stepped into his office that morning, he didn't even look up. But when I handed him my resignation, I finally got his full attention.